Welcome to the first episode of Action Figure Adventures Flea Market Finds. Today we're taking a look at all the different things Baby Skeletor and I have found at flea markets in the past month or so. We've got some real cool stuff here to check out, and I hope you enjoy. A couple weeks ago, Baby Skeletor and I came across these toys at a local community yard sale. We have a Robin figure here from the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, or whatever that show was called. This is the Tim Drake Robin. I really like his black and yellow cape there. Looks pretty good. This Batman figure is not really to scale. I have a feeling he's a fast food promotion kind of thing, because he's pretty limited on his articulation. Yeah, it says Burger King right there on his back. So these guys are pretty cool. And of course, we've also got this giant Godzilla-like monster. Takes me back to my childhood. We had a lot of these plastic monsters made by Imperial that had 5 points of articulation. This guy's so huge, though, he doesn't even fit in the screen. We'll lay him down here so you can see him. You know, obviously Godzilla inspired, but this is not the mold that they used for Godzilla at the time. You know, he doesn't have the fins on his back. He's got Made in China 1997 stamped on here. Dormei, D-O-R-M-E-I, for a company there. So, I don't know. I think he's pretty cool. Rawr, rawr. And the trogdor comes in the night. At another yard sale, I snagged these two military helmets. Got Velcro pads inside there. I have a lot of friends that do costuming for conventions and stuff like that. A couple of them are in a G.I. Joe club called The Finest. And I just felt like I couldn't leave some helmets behind. Maybe somebody I know needs them. At another yard sale I was at, somebody had some carded Star Wars figures. I mean, I know they're from Episode 1, but they were $1 a piece. I couldn't leave them behind. I think Darth Maul might actually earn a place on my wall. He's a cool enough character. Oh, remember those Comtech readers? Crazy stuff. I felt like this figure really ruined the character, though, for the movie. We got to see the spikes on his head, the double-bladed lightsaber. He would have just blown people's minds if we'd only seen him in the trailer with the single blade and the hood up. Gizgango with Pit Droid. Yay, generic pod racer no one cares about. And Watto. Your Jedi mind tricks won't work on me. Just a quick warning, anybody with a heart condition, please mute the sound and look away for a second. Gungans! Oh, no! Oh, Jar Jar and Boss Nass carded. And the last figure I got from that same yard sale was the red card back Yoda figure from the Power of the Force line. I really, really like this guy. I actually already have a carded version of him on the red back, but this one has the hologram sticker here, and he was one of my favorite figures as a kid from this line. I really enjoyed it. His bubble's a little bit dented there, but, you know, again, for $1 with the cane and the backpack, I had to get him. And now for the girly portion of our show. I'm comfortable enough with my masculinity to say I own a Shira Princess of Power lunchbox. I got to give a shout out to my buddies Nick and Mike, who were out flea marketing with me before we went to a toy show. And I think actually Nick spotted this, and I snagged it. I loved the Shira show, and Masters of the Universe it's just awesome. Heck, my co-host is Baby Skeletor. How could I pass up on anything related to Mo2? So I got this cool plastic lunchbox. It's got Shira and Swiftwind here. The lunchbox had a ton of Golden Girl figures inside. This was a line of hero and villain female figures, very similar to Shira and the Princess of Power. Not sure if which one came first, but definitely aimed at the same market and from the same time period. The lunchbox did actually include 2 Princess of Power figures. These are the 2 that are going to go into my collection because I do have a bunch of Shira figures. This one here is actually Shira, missing all her accessories and cloth goods, but her paint is really, really nice. Maybe someday I can find somebody to fix her hair up. That's the one problem with these rooted hair dolls. They just kind of turn into a rat's nest over the years. Over here we have the Jealous Beauty, Catra. Never really said quite on the packaging that she was the villain, but Catra was the villain. And this is Scratchin' Sound, Catra. She makes a scratching noise. The lunchbox did include a few accessories. This is definitely a Princess of Power shield here. A lot of the characters came with those. These comb accessories, I believe, came with the Golden Girl figures, but I'm not positive about that. And this shield, I'm not really sure. I kind of think that it might just have been in there. You know, perhaps the previous owner used it with the dolls. Not sure. Leave me a comment if you know what this shield goes to. Thanks. I also picked up King Arthur from King Arthur and the Knights of Might. It's a toy line by Mattel that actually was based on an anime series that was translated and brought over to America. But back in the 80s, all the licensed properties had cake pans, so you could have themed birthday parties. And I found a couple at a yard sale, and I actually collect these. And so I was really happy to get them. I got this HeMan cake pan. It has a slight dent right here in the shield. It includes most of the paper from inside that has the coloring decorations for doing the icing. It's pretty worn. It's a little bit chewed off down there at the bottom corner. But that's pretty neat. And it also had the plastic face. Some of the cakes would come with these little items that you could lay on the cake while you were icing it to save you the trouble of trying to do the really detailed stuff. Anybody remember the Wuzzles? Come on, of course you remember the Wuzzles. They were these weird morphs of two different animals. This is Elleru, the elephant, and kangaroo. And it's a cake pan, and I couldn't leave it. I was actually really happy, too. It came with the coloring instructions there for the icing. Last but not least, when it comes to cake pans, but I have been looking for this Boba Fett cake pan forever. I've been trying to get one on eBay off and on for probably 15 years. And whenever I'm looking, they're going for more than what I want to spend. And this one flea market I was at, this guy had a whole bunch of different pans, duplicates of some of them. But there was this one single, very dirty Boba Fett cake pan. And I snagged it. I cleaned it up some. And my mom's going to finish cleaning it for me. I actually feel a little bit like a heel. I called my mom on Mother's Day, wished her Happy Mother's Day, and told her I got this awesome Boba Fett cake pan at the flea markets, and I was going to ask her to help me clean it up. Along with the cake pans on Mother's Day, I also picked up these 3 figures. This is a fairly modern Sand Trooper figure. You know, he's got the good articulation. He's got his shoulder pauldron here. I got this R2 unit. Not sure which one he is, but he's pretty neat. He's got little compartments that open up. He's got the little hand in there. Oops. He's got his hacking appendage over here. Bink. In addition to that, I got Squeeze. This is a vintage Masters of the Universe Snake Man figure. He had bendable arms, which is kind of a neat feature. Never had this guy as a kid. Kind of looks like an alligator. A lot of the Snake Men didn't really look like snakes that much. You know, cool figure. Happy to have him in my collection. We're getting the Motu Classics version soon. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. It's going to be kind of hit or miss when I post these things. If you guys like this kind of video, you know, leave a comment, hit the like button, share it out. This has been an Action Figure Adventures video. Do Baby Skeletor a favor, hit that like and subscribe button.